Good day. Thank you for joining again. And as I promised, I need to start at 9:30, but somehow I missed the time due to some internet-related issues. And nothing, there is no problem. So sometimes happens, and some technical issues were there. So today I am going to cover why IT teams are always busy but still reactive. So what it means. So generally what happen if you go and check your team, they will always doing something, right? And I can see and I can say to start my company Virajo, this is one of the biggest trigger for me. In my entire career, I always see we as a IT professional always be on office, work hour are beyond the 9 hours, and that always that I'm not saying that this is the problem for everyone, but I can see 10 out 9 out of or 8 out of 10 people are sitting late, downtimes are in the mid of the night, and everything. So I always like try to figure out why we need to go beyond the time, why we need to take downtime at the night, why we need to take. I can understand some business requires some off hours and downtimes, but what I can see, but not all the requirements are required downtime at the night. We can plan things accordingly, or we manage things accordingly so that it should not hamper our personal life as well, right? And this is the topic today, right? So good. So today I want to talk about something every IT leader will immediately relate. So the same thing with what I was saying. IT teams are always busy, calendars are full, and then meeting keeps increasing, and most of the team are still work as a reactive manner, not the proactive manner. I can say issues are handled after the that occurs, or firefighting becomes natural. Planning always get postponed. So we took the downtime or something like that, and then at the last moment, business starts out creating some problem, and then we postpone those things. This is not a problem. Most I can say is IT. Most IT teams are skilled, committed, and working long hours. The issue is structure. We built every we built environments where being busy is a mistake for being effective. So if you want to understand what all the patterns, so I can provide a few of them which you can resonate. Maybe in your organization you are facing the same thing. So the first one is too much time is spent on noise. So what I mean to say, most IT team, I can say, spend their day reacting on alerts, emails, calls, or tickets. Not all the alerts matters. Not every ticket is urgent. But when everything took criticals, nothing is truly is right. So noise consumes attentions, and attention is the most limited resource in IT. I can say. So in a very in different way, I can say why those many alerts or tickets are coming, because something is not working properly, right? Some system is malfunctioning, or some alerts are misconfigured, or maybe uh, the business what the business expectation is not met by those system. So we need to figure it out, and without figuring it out where the problem is, it's very difficult to say to resolve this. So one of my customer in my past company, when we were in the sales call, I was in pre-sales, and when CIO told me there were hardly 800 to 1000 user company, and the IT tickets ticker were more than 2000 in a quarter, right? And that surprised me. And then I asked two or three questions, and then I got to know the behavior of their working. And when we took this entire and infrastructure under our support, and we started working on those alerts and those and outages, and we jot down entire thing from the last 2 quarters. Okay, what all the problems were there, what all are common, and then we sorted those common things to minimize the tickets. And after 15 or 20 days, the ticket came to, I can say, 100 and 150 in a quarter, or the weekly is not more than 10 or 20. And the CIO was surprised how this happened. So are we they were suspecting we are hiding something, but that was not true, because we started figuring out where the problem is, and we fixed those things in first 15 or 20 days. So that is what I'm saying. So too much time is spent on noise, because they were always in fight. The lot come, the problems come, the users are coming, and they're just resolving those problems and sitting on the different tickets. So what we did, we created two team, one who was taking care of all the front end tickets like they are doing in the past, and at the back end, we our project team has started figuring out where the problem is. They created the Excel sheet, they sorted the problems on the priority basis, which are the tickets most common, and then we sorted those things. These are the one pattern which I can say is the most I can say most uh, common in the IT or any team. Then another is work is driven by interruption, not the priorities. In many teams, the loudest problem gets attention first. Whoever escalated first get the faster response. There are very little protected time for root cause analysis, important improvement of work, preventive actions. So these are few things. So some issue return again and again, and uh, and you can see or you can observe in your team as well. The person who is shouting more on your team, they are getting more attention, right? So that is one of the problem which I can say it's you should go in a proactive manner now, rather addressing those. And believe me, this will demotivate your entire team working culture and their moral, because every time someone is standing in front of his desk and shouting on him, and they will get frustrated. And I saw lots of customer, their IT, they are not able to retain the engineers, because they they are work, there are lots of learning there, but the issue was the problem, or you can say work culture. That is one of the issue. Third, symptoms are hard to understand end to end. Modern IT, this is one of the example. Modern IT environments are complex, right? And multiple tools, multiple vendors, multiple ownerships are there, right? And when something slows down, teams don't have visibility. They start guessing, and guess leads to reaction, not the prevention. A part of this, I see one of the common behavior in IT. Let's assume you have some e-commerce application, and someone is facing problem, and someone is coming to IT. Then IT will start digging to the infrastructure network. Then they will go to the database team. Database team say, okay, no, this is not my problem. This is front end problem. And the situation is like that. They are blaming each other, and after multiple troubleshooting and spending time on blames, and then they find out something and then resolve the problem. Okay, why not we are using some application performance tool kind of thing in this kind of scenario? I'm just taking an example, right? It may be possible you can go with a different tool to address those scenario, right? So one of the big BFSI customer, they have one application, and they were struggling on the same thing on their environment, and then we proposed them one of the tool which we used to address this type of scenario where it monitor from client to database storage network, and this these are very common tool. But we are promoting Cavision, where we use to get the result what exactly the and where the problem is. Even it can sense on what code or on what table of database is problem, and what hard disk it's creating problem or slowness is there. So that type of things are there in and you can use those things. So these are the one of the pattern which I see. Then there is another pattern: success is measured by response, not reduction. So think about how we reward IT team: fast response, quick resolution, or long hours. So generally, I see people say, "Okay, we completed 20 tickets in a day. We completed 10 tickets in a day," and according to that, we are thinking our team is working perfectly. No, that is why they need to work on tickets. Why not they learn something, spend times on learning and creating such environment where no ticket should be there, right? uh, then this is the win-win situation. That so but very rarely do we measure on the issue of eliminated things, a lot reduction, or manual work removal. Okay, if in my team, when we started 5 years ago, generally my project go beyond 15 to 20 days in a small project where 300 to 400 virtual desktop case was there. And eventually me and my team started digging down how we can minimize this project. And believe me, while we created lots of process, lots of documents, and due to that my entire deployment process timeline came down to the 3 to 4 days. Now there are two scenario in this case. Sometimes customers say, "Ki, you are charging too high and you are spending only 3 days and 4 days, and why you are charging so high?" So that is the beauty, right? We spend lots of time at the back end. You no need to hustle. So what type of customer you are? So are you looking for such a promoter or such a deployment team who struggle or who fix issues or complete project in 20 days of doing R&D on your system, and taking less money? Or those partners who take some extra money on your pocket, your pocket, and complete the project within your expected time? So it totally depends on you. And believe me, we are doing lots of project, and in a month we complete 4 to 5 project for deployments, and big projects and deployments. And every customer got I was not expecting this project will complete in such a small time, right? This is one of the but this is the issue, right? Uh, Quick resolution, long hours are there, and no one is getting rewarded for the reduction of time as a practice. But we ideally need to work on that. There is a two another problem or pattern we see: no time is reserved for thinking, or I can say learning. So this is one of the uncomfortable truth, I can say, where every manager or every person in a team want to resolve the issue within a second, within a minute, or within an hour. But are you providing time to your team to learn something new, learn or improve themselves? If they are working 9 to 6 for only resolving the problem day to day working, then how they can improve their knowledge and to solve the problem within the timeline? That's why the concept is L1, L2, L3, L4 engineer is, right. So why L3 engineer, L4 engineers are doing we require in every project? Because we are not providing opportunity to L1 and L2 engineer. They are just going for a small activity or helping L3 and L4 engineer. and they are engaged entire day, and they are not able to to get time in the working. We have we created in our environment, in our office, a system where we provide, we award them for certifications. That's why we have more than 250 certifications as of now, right? And each engineer must need to complete some certification in a month. It may be free certification, it may be paid certification, and that's how they are able to understand and grow fast. Okay, I know these are some challenges when engineer learn fast, they try to jump, but there is a process, right? There is a we develop some process where if engineer is going out and after learning something, that is fine, right? They have their own life, their personal things to fulfill, right? They need to go to the for the higher salary, but it doesn't mean ki we struggle with the dumb people in the system and keep them pampering for year on year and struggle with the projects. So this is one of the problem which I can think we should understand. So what we can do, again, the three action we can do: reduce noise first, reduce noise before adding tools, fewer meaningful alerts, beat dozens of dashboards. So that is the one thing which I can say. Perfect second, perfect time, protect time for productive work. So if improvement is not scheduled, it will never happen. So ask your team to save some time or provide them some time so that they can learn new technology, new things to support your system. Third, measure stability, not heroism, right? The goal is to faster firefighting, the goal is fewer fires. So faster firefighting is not the resolution. That may collapse, and that the fire may increase in such a way that you can't go in faster manner. But if you are minimizing the those fires, or keeping the process in the system which help your system to avoid those fires, then that is the win-win situation for the things. So busy team don't need any motivation. They need clarity and space. If you are not providing a space, you are not providing them clarity, and if you are not creating some process, then definitely this you will be always fighting with the um, timelines and other things. If you are leading IT team, ask yourself what percentage of your team time goes into preventing tomorrow's issues, not fixing yesterday's. If you find these two answers, then you will get the exact picture of your system. The number usually explain everything. So just ask them to create data, how many tickets are they are resolving in a day, or what they did for to avoid this thing. I can say 8 out of 10 customers are just doing the yesterday work, fixing yesterday work. So I can pause here. So open for the question. If you have any question, let me know. You can ask about alerts, fatigues, operational overload, team structure, or how to move from reactive to resilience. IT is another approach which can. Being busy is easy. So I always say being busy is easy. Building calm, predictive system is hard but necessary. The best IT team doesn't work harder. They work on reducing work. If this session helped, feel free to follow and subscribe, and tell me what topics you are like me to cover next. Thank you for your time. And if you are still there this then I will insist, ask your friend to join this live session every night 9:30 ist time, and then share this with your juniors and your friends who are in IT or supporting or in service industry. Thanks a lot for being here. Have a good day, good night.